Well, Murli Manohar Joshi has refuted those allegations very strongly. He has said that yes, he was in touch with the CAG and the CAG's office, but as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, he had every right to be in touch with them. I spoke to him earlier this evening. Well, joining us now is Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and senior BJP leader who's at the center of this storm over the 2G report. Dr. Joshi, you've strongly refuted these allegations that have been made against you by this former CAG official who says that in a sense there was an unethical contact between you and members of the CAG's office before, as you were preparing your report on the 2G allocation. Can you explain your rebuttal in more detail to us? Are you completely denying any contact?
Oh, total denial. As a matter of fact, it is the most unethical conduct on the part of Mr. Singh. He presented the report to the PSC. He made the PowerPoint presentation. He has authored the report. He has signed the report. And nowhere during the sessions, committee sessions on 2G, he ever mentioned that he disagrees with this conclusion or that conclusion. He never given us even the smallest hint that there is something wrong with the statistics, calculations, or the final results. Never. On the contrary, he was owning the report. And that too after retirement, he started making all these things. So the most important thing is the conduct of this officer should be inquired into.
I'll come to that, but do you deny that any officials from the CAG's office came to meet you on the 22nd of April, which was Good Friday?
Totally. There is no...
Nobody came to your house to meet you?
No, people come to my house, I call them. I have the authority to call any officer.
So did any CAG officer come?
To not only CAG officer, I can call any officer. And I have been calling officers. They have to explain things to me. If I need a file from CAG, his officers come and show that file to me. I need information on the basis of the report.
But did people from the CAG's office come to meet you on Good Friday?
Whomsoever
on a holiday?
Whomsoever I call, he will come.
But on the specific dates that he mentioned?
I can't say whether on that specific date who came and who didn't come. But Mr. Singh was not present there. He himself says. Then how does he know there was a meeting of people came or didn't come?
So you can't say for certain whether anyone came to your house on the 22nd?
I say people from not only CAG's office, from different offices whom I call with the records come to me. My office or my residence even.
Because as chairman of the PSC, you have to get facts and figures.
Chairman of the PSC and the chairman of the PUC. These two chairpersons are closely linked with PSC, with the CAG. He deals with, he audits the government companies, he audits the government departments. When he audits the companies, government companies, the reports go to the PUC. Otherwise, it comes to PSC. So these are the two institutions with which the CAG is closely linked.
But you know, he talks about this very specific date of Good Friday, but he also talks about another specific note by another CAG official where he believes that you influenced them and made phone calls to them. He talks about one Mr. Sinha putting that in writing. Did you make calls to CAG officials?
I call CAG, I don't call the officials.
Yes.
I call the CAG. Or the deputy CAG in charge of the particular report, that this is the information I need.
So you're saying all the calls were basically to elicit information, that you in no way...
What else are the calls for?
Well, what he's alleging.
What he says, what were the calls for?
To influence the CAG's office.
No, what influence?
To prepare a report that would,
what influence?
That would help the BJP attack the government.
The reports come to the PSC after they have been prepared by the CAG. I don't prepare the reports. They prepare the reports. Mr. Singh prepares the report. Mr. Sinha prepares the report. Not me.
But then ultimately the report you did prepare in the PSC wasn't accepted in the PSC.
PSC is my report. There are several reports which have been accepted.
Sure, but this particular one wasn't.
This was not, because the Congress people are scared of that. They didn't allow it to be adopted in the regular mission because it exposes them completely. On the basis of that report, several members of the government bureaucracy and ministers and MPs were behind the jail. Even the CBI has said, yes, there is a Gapla. The Supreme Court has said, cancel all these licenses. This is what my report was saying. The very fact, because the report exposed the government's misdeeds thoroughly, completely.
Which is why you're saying they scuttled it in the PSC. You're accusing them of scuttling it.
Yes, even now.
Why do you think RP Singh has spoken out now, though?
Pardon me?
Why do you think RP Singh?
I don't know.
Because the reports about his misgivings were there a year ago as well. He didn't come and give interviews at that time.
It's a conspiracy.
By the Congress?
By the Congress and other vested interests, whosoever it may be, just to malign the CAG, to malign PSC, and to prove that the government is very clean, it is a holy cow. And these are the persons who are just giving wrong facts before the public to paint a very, say, black picture of the government. It's not the case. The CAG has a duty mandated, constitutionally mandated, to work without fear and favor. It is that body which will come out with the whole facts and report to the Parliament. And they examine it. And the government has at least 3 opportunities to discuss it with the CAG. First, when the audit takes place, the government has an opportunity at that very point of time. This para is all right, this para is not right. And they explain. And if they convince the CAG, that para is out. Then a draft report comes. They have again an opportunity. Then finally there is an exit conference.
Today, sir, the Congress is demanding a probe into all of this, into the accusations made by Mr. Singh. Are you ready for that?
First, I am demanding a probe into why this officer is now doing it. He is the retired government servant. During his tenure, he did all this impropriety. And now he says that he was forced. Have an inquiry into that. Who forced him?
But what about an inquiry into everything, including the allegations that he's made against you?
The first thing is, let us see why he's doing it. Why he didn't do like that? What do you mean by allegations? Any Tom, Dick and Harry can come and say this and that.
But you said in another interview today that you're ready to actually quit the PSC if any of this is proved against you.
Yes, I say, because I have given the challenge to Mrs. Gandhi. She has said that I am exposed. I said, no, madam, you are exposed. You have come to a statement where I don't know on whose advice. It's not done like this. Can't you want to intimidate me? Intimidate the CAG? What do you mean by this? You are neck deep in corruption, and when your corruption is exposed, when you are destroying the total serenity of the parliamentary function, you make certain assurances to Parliament, then you run away, you are not ready to discuss it. This is why you see...
So basically you're emphasizing that whatever contact was there between you and CAG officials was within the norms of propriety, and which is what you are authorized to do as chairman of the PSC.
Yes, not a single person has ever been influenced by me or called by me to help me in preparing any report. My reports are always drafted by the staff of the Lok Sabha Secretariat. I don't write the reports. People sometimes feel that I write the report. No. I only examine it, the evidences and the witnesses come, and then the material is sorted out by the Secretariat.
Will you take legal action against RP Singh? Will you take legal
action? Let the CAG and the government take an action against him. That was their officer, not mine.
But since he's made these allegations against you, will you sue him?
I'm saying that why is he doing like this?
But he's made a very serious allegation of impropriety.
What is seriousness in it? Nothing serious, without any proof, without anything. Anybody saying...
You could take him to court for defamation.
No, why should I take him to the court? If necessity, anything can be done. I'm saying his conduct should be inquired. We have proof that he has signed the report, he has authored the report, he has accepted the report.
He says he was forced to.
Though, then let him prove it. If he says that he has been forced, who forced him? And why did he not say that he was been forced? Is he a small kid? 6-month-old kid? No. He is an additional secretary level officer.
Well, you're right.
What was preventing him to say?
I think there are very serious question marks about Mr. RP Singh and why he chose to speak out now and at this particular point. Dr. Joshi, thank you though for giving us your side of the story and speaking to us.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.